Hello, my name's Julie. Thanks for joining me for today's video where I'm going to be getting creative in my Archer on Olive 8x8 square journal, making pages for World Bee Day. I've got a couple of sets of bee themed papers that I got from Doodle Diaries that I've had for a while, and I've been waiting to use them for this particular occasion. You can save on Doodle Diaries with my code JulieSave12. I'll make sure all the links are in my video description. I also picked up this honeycomb stencil from Simple Stories that I may or may not be using in this spread. And I really like to bring in my scrapbook stash wherever possible. So this is a scrapbook page template that I used when making my scrapbook layouts. And I thought I would be able to use it in today's pages because of the hexagons. I'm going to be cutting windows again, but this is something a little bit different from the spreads I've done before, so I'm excited to give it a try. I'm going to be using this page and this page. I think that this template just about fits on this page, so to start with I'm going to draw around it to give me some different areas to work in. So I'll be right back when that's done. So my idea is to cut through some of these hexagons so they're like little peekaboo windows through to an image on the other page, and then either to decorate the remaining hexagons or leave those as journaling spots, because obviously if I cut up all this page I'm not going to have any room for writing, and because there will be holes in this page when I flip it over, there's going to have to be some decoration on this side, so I really do need to find somewhere to do some journaling. Now before I do any cutting, I want to try out this stencil to see what it looks like, because I'm not sure whether I want to use it on this page or on this page, but let's see what it looks like first. I've not used stencils and ink before. I've got some ink from Journal Say and a little brush that I bought from them. Let's just see what it looks like before I decide whether or not I want to use it. I think I will, even though I know we've got the hexagons and it will be hexagons on hexagons, but it will give the page a bit of texture, I think. And although I know some of the hexagons are going to be cut away, I think it will look good. I'll give it a try. I should probably take this down. I think that's what you're supposed to do rather than simply rely on holding it. Although it's a bit fiddly because of the edge. Let's take a chance. I've just got to be very careful not to move it. Okay. Oh, that's cool. I should have been more careful around that edge there, but I think we'll be okay. I'll match it up. And then this bit here. I'm just going to have that little mark there where that overlap happened, but apart from that, I'm very happy with my first attempt at inking using a stencil. It's got that little corner there. Ooh, that's so exciting. I'll probably be doing more of that on the other pages, but we'll see. Now what I need to do is find some images to go underneath that will show through. And what I was really looking to do was maybe cut out alternate hexagons. So for example, if I have the bee in that one, I'd need something showing in that one, but preferably a bee. I don't have to keep these pages together. I could cut them out. This one might work because it's got one at the bottom and one at the top. Let's have a look. Can I get that one in there? Oh yes, just about like that. So I've got that and that. So I think we might go with this one, which means I'm cutting out this hexagon and this hexagon, which is this one and this one, I think. I'm figuring things out as I go along. Sort of have a picture in my head of how I want this to look, but whether it's going to look like that, I'm never sure until I try it. See, but I think that's the idea. So then I have like this showing through, and then it's going to be this one. Yeah, so let's cut this one out. Okay, I've just realised that because this goes right up to the edge, I'd be cutting the whole part away. Do I want that or not? I'm not sure, so I'm going to leave a little edge just in case. I can always cut it away later. I didn't think about that. I think I need to get myself a metal ruler because I keep cutting the plastic ruler instead of cutting the paper. So another thing to add to my list of things to buy. haven't done that one. Something like that. I may want to cut that out there. I don't know. I'm going to leave that for now. So I need to mark where I want to stick this on, so that the bees show. Something like that. So what I'll have to do is maybe put a little bit of washi or something at the bottom. Just mark where I want to stick it. I've got some hexagonal washi. It's going to cover up my pencil marks, I think. Let's add that, so that we don't have white page showing. I can still see the mark, so that's fine. I'll probably use double-sided sticky tape for this. So what I'm going to do is just roughly mark where it comes up to, so I know where to put the tape. I think because I'm a card maker and scrapbooker, I'm more used to working with double-sided sticky tape than just a tape runner. I like that you can get it right up to the edge. And it should be well and truly stuck, hopefully. Perfectly straight, but that's the downside with double-sided sticky tape, then you cannot remove it. Once it's stuck, it's stuck. There we go. And I've got the bees showing through, which I really like. If I cut this one, it's going to show sort of this area here, so I'm not really sure whether just to leave it as the two, and then I would have some room for journaling at the top. Maybe I could add some flowers down the side here, because I don't like this little white part. I'm going to go and see if I've got some flowers that would go with this picture. I did find some yellow flowers, but I'm not sure I like the way they look added. So I think I'm going to go with washi, and I found this washi from Planything that matches even better than this one did. I wish I'd found it before. I think I will just fill up the space with that. I'm hoping 2 strips will be enough. Try and match up the hexagonal pattern. I do like the way this matches. So I'll probably run it across the top as well. Just to give that picture a bit of a frame. I have no idea what I'm going to do on the other pages, but that's the fun of creating. I do have these little bits that I cut out, so I could add those here if I wanted. But I think I'll probably cut out some bee images to go behind there. I think what I'm going to do next is fill in all the lines on this page in a black pen, and then I can decide whether I want to add stickers or leave spaces for journaling. My 2 ideas for journaling spots were to draw lines so that I can write on top of the pattern, or I looked in Mojo Jojo Plans Pastel Shapes and I found hexagons. So I could, if they fit, stick these in the space. And I'm not sure how they will look. They do fit pretty well. And I was thinking I could maybe put a quote in the middle and have these as the journaling spots. I haven't got 4 yellow, but I have got either this brown, or we do have an orange, but I think it's a bit too orange, is it? I think I prefer the brown, so I'm going to go with that. Very excited about this spread and how it's turning out. Oh, this one seems a bit of a squeeze. we go. So I have got some room for journaling. Now to see if I can find the perfect quote to go in there. I couldn't find any quotes about bees, but I knew I could count on Amber Plans a Day for something. We have life is sweet. Remember, you can always cut your quotes up if they don't fit in the space that you want them to go in. I always find it really hard to get writing straight because it's already angled because it's cursive, so it's difficult to judge. Now can I fit the is in the middle? I want to move the sweet down a little bit. I think that will do. And it's tempting to want to do this page exactly the same as that page because it looks so nice. So I think I'm going to decide what to do with the peep through parts on this page first and go from there. I think I will use this particular image and cut out a couple of the sections that have bees in them. So I've cut those out. And I'll need to make sure I put them in the right place. And this page, because of the fact that it's got the binding there, this one is actually not folding directly on top of this page, so I can't have that showing at the edge there, so I'm going to have to trim that down probably. I am wondering about whether I want this to be so white. I used the stencil again on this page. I did it a lot lighter than this page with the thought that I might draw lines for the journaling spaces, but I think I might as well just keep it simple and do the same as what I've done on this page to give it that coherent look. So I'll add this one. Oh, I've got to remember about that edge. Oh, too late, I forgot about that, but never mind. I could just trim that bit off if I can get it off so that it's not quite as obvious. I don't know if it's going to come away. But it's still going to show, so I think I'll stop being fussy about that. that one there. Okay, so we've got those now. And at least these 2 pages are going to look completely different to this, which is what I like to achieve in my journal. I'm wondering about maybe one more image here. I've got this bee I could use. Well, I'm going to cut it out and see if I like it. And now I need 4 hexagons. And I haven't got enough of the yellow and beige. I've got the ones with the lines, but unfortunately they would have to go in like that and the lines would be the wrong way. So I've got 1, 2, and I think I'll have to use the orange ones. So let's have an orange one here. Oh, that doesn't look right. I think because this was on the edge, I've not drawn it particularly well. I have to do. And we'll have the brown one here. And the yellow one here. I don't think I need to add any more to that page. I'm really happy with it. So I've got to do something with this now. I do have quite a few bee stickers. I think I have some from Amber Plants a Day that are more realistic looking. So I might be able to use those. I'm just going to try adding a frame here because I don't like how bare these hexagons look. I may not like this either, but give it a go. I think I must have used this washi a lot in fall because I can see it's definitely over half gone. So obviously one of my more popular washies. I think I may have used it on the Fox window pages that I made. I'm not sure. I think this is probably going to stay on. So I'll be back when I've done both of them. I added another row of washi across the top because it looked a bit unbalanced having 2 strips there and only 1 there. And I wondered about putting this quote, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world across the top here. I really did want something that would go all the way around the frame, but I don't think I could find a quote that long. Let's see how it looks over the top of the washi. I would have preferred if that was exactly the same thickness of font as that, but I think it will do. And I'll probably add mole lines at the top, so just this page to go now. In the animals sticker book from Amber Plants a Day, there are a few bees that I have left. And in Castetic Plans Spring Things, there are all these little splotch stickers, and I wondered about bringing a few of those in as well. I'm not sure about this, but we will try and see. and maybe add some flowers, because I was thinking of adding flowers on this side earlier. I think I'm going to add the mould liner lines now and see if it needs anything else apart from that. I've added the lines, and all I'm going to add is an extra B at the top here. I put a little box in so that I can add the date to that page, and now that page is done. So I'm really pleased with how these pages turned out, particularly my first try at using a stencil with ink and having these little peekaboo cutouts in the pages. I hope you enjoyed watching and that I've given you some ideas that you might want to try in your journal. If you like seeing window pages, then you might want to watch this video here where I made some layered windows and created a magical fairy scene. Remember to subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more from me. Hit the notification bell so you can find out when my next video is up. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful week.